credit notes used to be issued by FRS or downloaded online, but in recent times, it is difficult to generate as platform, as change. How do we generate the credit notes? Mr. Kenny, withholding tax issue.
Okay, sorry, apology.
Do you want me to read the question again?
No. I'm just somebody that was trying to call me and trying to get. So now it's been so difficult recently. Why? So let me give you background. Before now, before advent of the new chairman, Fala was in place. Fala was the chairman, and Fala has contract with other government, private sector providing services for Federal Inland Revenue Service. So now, when this chairman came, sorry, sir. Hello, sir. Are you there, sir? Mr.
Yeah,
Dina?
yes, you can go ahead. We can
So
hear
I
you.
said now, when the new chairman came in, he cancelled the contract and his opinion that any IT services for the country, for the Federal Inland Revenue to enjoy, must not come from outsiders. It must be proprietary now. It must come from the IT unit of Inland Revenue Service, Federal Inland. So he created another platform. That is why the old platform, it was not functioning again. You have a new platform that is Tax Promise. That Tax Promise is expected that you file your returns there, you can pay your tax there, you can generate your withholding tax credit note. That is a natural problem currently now for every company. So what we do now, we use that platform to please apology. I'm sorry. I normally receive a lot of calls, so those calls are coming to disrupt my internet. So I'm blocking them and sending message. I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry, please. So what you have done and which you can also adopt. This is what we do. Get your payment schedule. Put a schedule together of all those companies that have deducted your money. Put them together. Get your payment advice. If the company has given you payment advice to say, for payment advice is like you have invoiced somebody 10,000 naira. When the company want to pay you, they will give you an advice to say, oh, from your 10,000 naira, you have deducted withholding tax of so amount, let's say 1,000 naira, and we have paid you 9,000 naira. That is your payment advice. Put your payment advice together. Put up your schedule of all the money they have deducted on you. Put it as a covering letter to Federal Inland Revenue where your tax is resident or where your tax file is, and tell them these are the credit note or credit of withholding tax a company has deducted from your service which you want to claim. By the time you send it to them, I can tell you categorically you will be able to use that amount even without credit note. You can be able to do that.
Okay. How do I really know if a withholding tax deduction should be remitted to federal or states?
Yes, I want to believe maybe the person join us in the middle of the training, Mr. Shegun Oluwamayegun, if to for you to know whether the withholding tax is payable to federal or state. I've told you it's only two things. It's only one. Is the legal now is the legal status of that company or the beneficiary that will determine where you pay your withholding tax to. If the company is legal status is by limited liability company, as so to say, is a company. Now, the question you'll be asking yourself is that company, where is the company is tax payable to, or what is the tax authority that serving as the administrator for that company? Obviously, if you say company, it is Federal Inland Revenue Service. So you pay the withholding tax to Federal Inland Revenue Service for such entity in order for that company to enjoy it from the Federal Inland Revenue Service. So if that entity or person you are dealing with is partnership, individual, sole proprietorship, on that space, you pay to State Internal Revenue Service. Not just State Internal Revenue where you reside, no, It is the state internal revenue where the person or enterprise or partnership resides and where they pay tax.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Kenny. Now, for your credit notes, Mr. Kenny mentioned Tax Promax. Please, if you've not updated your tax profile, because there's a new platform now, okay, Tax Pro, and you can always go to the tax authority to update your profile and get the link to access the Promax. Although there's still some, we've done for two of our clients, although there's still some teething issue they're having with the new platform. But when you set up on the new platform, you'll be able to also download your credit notes. Okay, and I want to thank you. We spent a lot of time on this session. I'm sure we've had a good time together. And someone is quickly asking, are foundation expected to file monthly VAT returns? Foundation are not expected, and they are not doing business by their nature. Okay, so ordinarily it should be inflows. They are not buying and they are not selling. Okay, so if they are doing something outside the objective of the foundation, then of course they are exposed to VAT, which is they are required to file monthly VAT return. But if a foundation is engaged in transactions that are not vatable, it receives donation from individual, and the donors or the donations are used to, for motherless babies and so what the donations were meant for. Since they are not donation, they are not sales, they are not purchases, then there are no VAT exposure by their structure, even by their nature. It's only when they've done something, they have some kind of, they engage in trading or dealing with vatable item. Okay, so if they are engaged in vatable item or items that are not exempted from VAT, then of course, if the transaction is of significant value, more than 25 million and above, then of course they are to file monthly VAT to reduce their VAT exposure. Otherwise, they are not expected to file monthly because by their nature, they are not engaged in any trading or buying and selling of goods and services. Okay, so
Mr. Bina, sorry, please can I say one or two things on this?
Okay, yes, you can go ahead.
Please, because I want to start where you stopped, that if their revenue is passes more than 25 million naira. Let me tell you one thing, as my colleague had, that the law at times will create a bottleneck that if care is not taken, before you know it, you are already on the wrong side of the